Now, all right, so if you guys don't know, this is from Wrestling in Color podcast. Now, this is a big discussion we need to talk about, man, because I just really hate the fact that people just don't like AEW. And they'll have all type of excuse why they don't like it. But however, Wrestling and Color podcast do make some great videos. But when it comes to AEW, I just don't understand her hatred towards it. Some reason she just finds it boring. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't agree with that, but we can agree and disagree. But in this video, there's a lot of things I can agree with, and there's a lot of things I can disagree with. So I need you guys to chime in the comment box and give me your point of view, because this is important. We really need to discuss what is the issue with AEW when it comes to black and brown people. Now, I'll let her explain and then I'll chime in, but there's going to be some pauses because, well, you know why. It's a reaction video, so obviously. However, if you did not subscribe to her channel, here's a screenshot right here. Like I said, we're not going to waste no time, so let's go ahead and get started. What's up, guys? I just want to let you guys know I made a backup account on Instagram, so scan the QR code so that way you can follow back. Also, follow me on Twitter. Also, follow me on Instagram. I do have another account you can follow on there as well, and you can scan the QR code for that. So anytime I make a video, make sure you guys check the bio so that way you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter for both accounts for Instagram and also for Twitter page. So I appreciate the support. Thank you guys for looking. Let's get to the video.
Hey, cousins. Let's have the conversation. They said that AEW is the better place for black people to shine and get championships. And I'm here to give pushback because I understand. Let me get the caveats out the way. I understand WWE is an older wrestling company. They've been around going on 55 plus years, okay? AEW is going on 10 years old. All right? With all of that being said, AEW could have done more in a shorter period of time than WWE. But I don't want to pat no one on the back because in terms of representation, I think AEW kind of didn't really do much different from WWE.
And that's where I disagree. They have done more. But however, one of your subscribers named Brian did comment down below and quote when you said about, been around for 10 years. And he commented and said they has their first pay-per-view in May of 2019, which is true. They didn't air on TNT until October the same year. I agree. And he also mentioned some wrestlers that some mentioned but didn't mention everybody, right? You mentioned the big people like Swerve, Willa Nightingale, Athena, and Mercedes Moné, but you also got to mention Red Velvet, Queen Emanata, Powerhouse Hobbs, Maya World. And Brian also mentioned the reputation has been better in AEW, not to mention the Hurt Syndicate. Now, she is going to explain the Hurt Syndicate because I do agree with her about the Hurt Syndicate situation. But I think what she don't know is that the Hurt Syndicate had a little heat backstage because they wanted to face Edge and Christian for, to drop the belts to them when they were tag team champions, but end up dropping the belts to Bonnie King and Bandito. And it's mainly because they didn't want to drop the belts to FTR. And that's one of the reasons why their title run is, well, not title run, but their tag team run had a little pushback because of that backstage heat. You know what I'm saying? But, that's one of the reasons why Bobby and Shelton haven't won any gold since they lost it. But they could have. You know what I mean? They could have took the trio titles from Samoa Joe and Powerhouse Hobbs and Hook. And people forgot that Powerhouse Hobbs is part of that, that clique with Samoa Joe and the Asian dude, So, and WWE, they're claiming to be interested in Powerhouse Hobbs, even though I don't think they should be interested, but however, because he's a big dude, They want him in, how I say it. They want him in, WWE, and I don't agree with that because we all know that WWE suck at booking black men. But if they could do right by Obafemi, there you go. But if they don't do right by Trick Williams, there you go. So if Powerhouse Hobbs don't look at that, obviously it won't be no different than WWE. However, I still think he's going to resign when his contract expires, but he got to win some gold besides the tag team gold. And I think there's a possibility he might go after the TNT title one more time, or he might go after the national title. But as of right now, he's stuck with Samoa Joe and Hook and the other dude, the Asian dude. So that's his clique right now. And when his contract expires, he might get there. But right now, he's part of the tag team, the trios title. He's part of that group, the Ops. And, until he get out of that group, that's where he's going to be at. So, but it's just part of the storyline. So at least we get to see him. However, yeah, he hasn't been in a solo run, but I think he'll get there. Just not right now because he's stuck with Samoa Joe. But once Powerhouse Hobbs does separate himself from the group, then we'll see it. But right now, just being patient with it. But she's gonna explain about the Hurt Syndicate. So let's go ahead and get to the rest of the video. Let's continue.
Even though AEW came in with the idea of diversity and we're going to do all this differently, they essentially have settled into the status quo that WWE has basically designed and no one, for the most part, veers away from. Okay? Listen, if we talk about the top of the card at AEW, there's only one black person at the top of the card. The top of the card. So please don't get in the comments and tell me nothing about Ring of Honor. When I say the top of the card for WWE, do not tell me anything about NXT. I said the top of the card for the main rosters. Okay? Okay. AEW's top of the card, they have one person and one person only is Swerve Strickland. And you know what? I'm really inclined to believe that Swerve Strickland wants to be the only person at the top of the card.
I don't agree with that, but okay.
This man was gone, injured or otherwise. And while he was gone, there was no other black men elevated.
All right, so let me just say this, right? I think she's trying to say there wasn't no other black man going after the AEW title. Now, here's how I can respond to this, right? I understand that everybody that... No, let me say it. I'm trying to figure this out. So... she wants a black man. She wants another black man to go after the AEW title besides Swerve. Listen. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how. Like, look, you got Bobby Lashley, you got Shelton, you got Ricochet. You got Kevin Knight, but then again, I don't understand how color has to do with because everybody is getting a turn. I don't understand how you're making it seem like everybody doesn't have a turn. Like Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin, Ricochet, Kevin Knight, they can get the opportunity for that belt. Is just take time, like everybody got to get built, and even though Bobby Lashley has the resume to go after that belt, I think it will have to make sense if Bobby Lashley take the belt from MJF, but he's injured right now, so I don't expect him to come back right now. But if MJF retains the title and Bobby Lashley be the one to dethrone him, then we'll get it. But because of Will Ospreay, we might end up getting that, where MJF is going to face Will Ospreay at All In. And if MJF do, get the title back, we might have Bobby Lashley dethrone him. But however, it's gonna, like I said, it's gonna take time. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't expect Bobby Lashley to be champion until next year. I think that Bobby and Shelton are probably gonna go after mid-card titles until the story between Swerve, Adam Page, Will, MJF, dies down. So until that dies down, I don't think any new stars will take that belt, unless you're Kyle Fletcher or Samoa Joe. But but we all knew Samoa Joe was going to lose that belt. But other than that, it would be nice to see Powerhouse Hobbs win that belt. But I think in order for him to get the belt, he needs a story in order for him to lead to that belt. And right now, the only person that people want to have a belt is Swerve Strickland. You understand? So he's the only black man with star power that can take that belt. Versus with everybody else, they have to be built. And right now, there hasn't been a story for them yet, but I do believe Bobby Lashley has a story with MJF, but that doesn't mean that the belt will be on the line. You have to wait. You know what I mean? Like, I would, like I said, if Will Ospreay take the belt, I do think Swerve is going to take it, and if he does take it, they might give it back to Adam Page, but I wouldn't be surprised if they give it back to Jay White. But if they do decide to give it to Bobby Lashley, that's great for the Hurt Syndicate, but we still got to give a belt to Shelton Benjamin, because in order for them to tell their story, they both have to have single titles. So, like, maybe Shelton can win the national championship or the continental championship or either or championship, because there's 3 mid-card titles. He could win either or. But other than that, Bobby Lashley will get his turn. I know it for sure. He will get it. I just don't know if he'll get it this year. He'll probably get it next year. But I don't know about this year. This is a little, this year is starting fresh, so we have to let time do its thing. But I do believe Will Ospreay will take the belt from MJF, and then we get to Swerve, then we get to Adam, and then after Adam, if it ends up being Kyle Fletcher, I wouldn't be surprised. But if Bobby Lashley is up next, along with Ricochet and Shelton Benjamin and Powerhouse Hobbs or any other new talent, rather, Kevin Knight maybe, then okay. But right now, star power, we need Swerve. We need Will. We need those two in order for us to get the cable ratings back up. So you have to rely on those two when it comes to that. So ratings right now is important, because even though the ratings overall is great, the cable ratings is not, and the viewership is not. So in order for us to get more people to watch the product, we have to have Swerve as champion, either him or Will Ospreay, because those two are nationally known, even though not nationally, internationally known. Even though MJF could be, he didn't bring no star power while Swerve and Will was gone. Once those two was gone, the viewership was low and the cable ratings was as well. So you can't rely on Adam Page and MJF and Kenny Omega for that. You got to rely on Swerve and Will for that. So right now, it's about boosting the ratings. But they are building people like Kevin Knight and Shelton Benjamin and Ricochet. But as for Bobby Lashley, he's going to be sitting on the shelf based off of his injury. So it's going to come soon than later, but I don't know if it's going to happen this year. I could see Bobby and Shelton winning mid-card titles along with Kevin Knight. But in order for them to win that, they gotta go through some people. You know, the same thing with Powerhouse Hobbs, you know, and that if they want to win some gold. So you look at, but she's saying top. So she's saying like, who's going to get to the top? Well, the only people I could think of is Shelton Benjamin, Bobby Lashley, and Ricochet. You know what I mean? So that's the only people I could see. That's the only people I could see in the top right now that can get there. That can get there. You know what I mean? But the only way they can get there is if they have a story. And right now, their story is kind of like okay, but are we paying attention? We are, but we're not seeing where it's going right now. You know, we see the demand, their beef, you know, they're teaming up with the Allen Cass family to go against the main roster, you know, the AEW roster. You know what I'm saying? We saw it with Collision. So, same for, you know, that's what they're dealing with right now. You know, Kevin Knight and Ricochet are beefing because of groups, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, the Hurt Syndicate, they're just in the back. You know what I mean? Shelton and MVP, you know, but that don't mean they won't come back out. I mean, you just saw Shelton face Jon Moxley. It was a great match. However, you know, I did want Shelton to win so that way he could face Jon Moxley for the belt. But unfortunately, it did not happen. But does that mean that Shelton's going to give up? No, I believe that he's going to, you know, go after some mid-card titles, and hopefully he'll continue to push and push and push until he get the Continental title. But we have to wait. So everything is quiet patience. But I do believe that if we're going to look at the top of the card, my pick is Bobby Lashley, Shelton Benjamin, Ricochet. And as for Kevin Knight goes, I think Kevin Knight will have to wait, along with, I think Powerhouse Hobbs can be up there, but we have to get a story with him. So once we get a story, then we could see him on the top of the card as well. But right now, we need a story for him. So right now, because his story right now is with the Ops. But I could see Powerhouse Hobbs getting elevated by Swerve Strickland. But it all depends on the booking. So that we have to wait on. But let's get back to the video. But I just wanted to chime in on that. But let's continue.
To the top of the card, Bobby Lashley. Listen, if I ever got the opportunity to interview MVP or Bobby Lashley, the first thing I would ask them is, did it work out for you? You was riled up at WWE, you ran over to AEW, and you just ran straight across. You didn't go up, down, side. You went straight across right into the mid-card.
Yeah, they have been receiving a little pushback, but it's because of that backstage heat. You know, like there was rumors saying that MVP had that he wanted to drop the titles, you know, the tag team titles with Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin. He wanted to drop the titles to Edge and Christian, but unfortunately that didn't happen, and that's the reason why they dropped the titles to Bandito and Bonnie King, and that's the reason why this thing that just didn't work out because they couldn't get a okay to that match, which I understand because I want FTR to face Edge and Christian, so I can understand why Tony said no, but if that's true, you know, and that's the reason why they kind of been getting a little pushback, but that don't mean they're in the mid-card division. It just means that, you know, they just got to reset, you know, ever since their story with MJF, it kind of pushed them back. So it does look kind of bad a little bit, and that's why I didn't understand why they didn't win the trio titles with the Ops, because they could have kept them going, you know what I'm saying? But then again, there won't be no competition. So now I don't know how the Ops are going to lose the belts, because I don't know nobody that's a trio that's going to take it unless you're going to have Demand versus the Ops, and then you have Swerve and Adam cost them. I mean, you can do that because then at least that can keep the Demand relevant. You know what I mean? Even though Ricochet is pretty much keeping them relevant with the AEW national title. But however, you know, it just all depends on the booking. But Bobby Lashley's hurt. Shelton's trying. So, you know, that's why I wanted him to win against Jon Moxley so that way he could get that opportunity at Maximum Carnage or, you know, 2 months later at Revolution. But unfortunately, he lost by roll-up, obviously. But, you know, the new rule is if you get rolled up, pause, you pretty much still look strong, even though you did not win the match. You know what I mean? Kyle Fletcher lost against Speedball. He got rolled up. But I guess that kept him strong. But at least Speedball got praise from the crowd, and people praised that match based off of how it was set up. And of course, this video is about black athletes and black wrestlers, so I'll leave that alone. But what I'm trying to say is that I don't believe that they got sent to the mid-card division. I think they just because of Bobby Lashley's injury and the storyline with MJF is one of the reasons, and the rivalry with the Demand is one of the reasons why the Hurt Syndicate is in have a little pushback. But that doesn't mean they won't get pulled forward, if that makes sense. So it's gonna be a minute, but I think once Bobby come back, he will be getting the opportunity against MJF. I don't think he will be gone that long. I hope he don't. But if he does be gone too long, he might come back and get his lick back with MJF. But however, the people that's going to be taking the AEW title will be Swerve Strickland and Adam Page. So in order for Bobby Lashley to get it, he has to be in some type of storyline that's going to lead him to that belt. And right now, there's no storyline for him because he's hurt. But hopefully Shelton can get the mid-card titles. I know, Shotty don't want to hear that. But however, we have to let patience do his thing. I am patient. I am willing to believe that Shelton will get a title and Bobby will get the world title. But as of right now, we have to wait for Bobby to come back. And not only that, we also have to wait for Shelton to get his opportunity because he got 3 titles he can be going after, right? The TNT title, the Continental title, and the national title. So he got options. He has options. Ain't nothing going to hold Shelton up. He has options. However, we're trying to find the right time because, again, Shelton is kind of like a tweener. So I don't know when he's going to face Mark Briscoe for the belt, and I don't know when he's going to face Ricochet for the belt, but I'm pretty sure Shelton do not want to run it back with Ricochet again, but if he wants that belt, he has to do it. So it's going to be a minute, but at least you get to see 2 black athletes going at it, but it's the same, but unfortunately it's the same booking, right? Hurt Syndicate versus the Demand. But if you want the belt, you're going to have to face him for that. So it's going to be a minute, but I do think Shelton will get will get a mid-card title. I know people were kind of complaining about his booking where he's always in the mid-card division, but however, that doesn't mean it won't lead to him becoming the AEW World Champion. It just means that, we have to do some type of build-up because, he's still in the Hurt Syndicate. So I don't know when he's going to remove himself from the Hurt Syndicate, but according to MVP in his interview with Chris Van, when they were together and still together, and they did an interview together, it seemed to me like they are into leading to steps, like they're gonna get some singles title. It's like singles gold. Rather it's the World Championship, TNT Championship, National Championship, Continental Championship, or whatever. So it's a possibility. But I do know Bobby will get an opportunity for the AEW World title. And as for Shelton, I think he'll most likely get the mid-card titles, but that doesn't mean he won't get it in the near future. I'll probably still say 2027 he might get an opportunity for that belt, but will he win it? Man, I don't know. But I hope so. But we have to give it a minute. But no, shout out to the Hurt Syndicate. Get well soon, Bobby. Hopefully we'll get an opportunity. Hopefully this is not over for Shelton. I'm hoping that he gets an opportunity for those 3 titles. He already had an opportunity for 1, so just got 2 more to go after, and he'll be good. So Let's continue.
And just languish there. You got the tag team titles. Okay. Bobby Lashley should have went to AEW and went straight to the top of that card and been the second AEW men's title holder.
Yeah, I agree, but I still think he'll have an opportunity for that belt. It'll be a minute, it'll be a while, but I do believe he'll get it. Just gotta give him a minute, but I think he's gonna get it, most definitely.
World title. He would have been the second black man to hold that world title. You know who else? Scorpio Sky. I do not understand what the fuck happened to Scorpio Sky. I was told that he's always injured. Okay, I get it. But top of the card, I don't see how that would create more diverse representation. And I don't understand how that would, bust stereotypes and, like, I don't understand if you only got one black person. So hell, AEW hasn't even had a Latino champion.
That is not true. These are the people that have won championships. Thunder Rosa, Sammy, Ray Phoenix, El Grande, Rush, and Eddie Kingston. Which I didn't even know Eddie Kingston was Latino. I didn't even know because he sound black to me. But however, yeah, those are your champions right there. So I don't know what she's talking about. I really don't. But she probably talking about like people on the top card. But I'm like, okay, I pulled up the information, and these are your champions, former champions, and yeah, they're pretty much former, because they're not current. But yeah, those are former champions right there. So there you go. Oh, by the way, El Grande, he never won anything in AEW, at least not yet. He's won more titles in WWE than he did in AEW. However, I do think he might get something now that he's back. However, we just have to wait for him to, do his little thug thizzle, as she like to say it. But I don't know why they put his name on the list. I really don't. But they say I don't know why they put him on the list. I don't know. So I'll say like Thunder Rosa, Sammy, Ray Phoenix, Rush, and Eddie Kingston. So they're the only ones, even though I know you said Ring of Honor don't count, but at least Ray Phoenix and Sammy won some type of gold in AEW, right? They won the mid-card titles. So there you go. They won. Yeah, there you go. So Ray Phoenix won the Intercontinental title. Sammy won the TNT title. And Thunder Rosa, Women's World, AEW Women's Champion. So there you go.
So before you say AEW hasn't even had a Latino champion, and they're going on 10 years, being here 10 years. What's up with that?
Like I said, here's your Latino and Latina champions right here. Thunder Rosa, Sami Zayn, Ray Phoenix, and the rest are just Ring of Honor champions. And El Grande don't count, by the way, but I don't know why they put his name on there. I don't. However, those are your former champions, and only 3 people have won championship gold in Dynamite and Collision, while everyone else is Ring of Honor. So there you go.
Anybody? I'm not sitting here singing WWE's praises because we already know they're a trash company, and we had to fight for Kofi Kingston. That just was the moons aligned and things like that. They didn't want to even put the title on his ass. Okay? Remember, that was supposed to go to Mustafa Ali. So there's that. I don't think they ever seen it for Kofi Kingston outside of the mid-card. You can play around the mid-card. Just like AEW, you can play in the mid-card. You can fuck around in the mid-card.
Ain't nothing wrong with the mid-card. As long as you win something, that's all that matters.
You had 2 black women hold the AEW TBS championship. Jade Cargill and Willow Nightingale now. 2. That's it.
I mean, yeah, pretty much. That's your people right there. Yep, yeah, pretty much. However, I do want to say this, right? It is kind of sad that Jade Cargill never got a chance to win the Women's World title. But I think Thunder Rosa and Jamie Hayter and Brad Breaker and Toni Storm and Mariah May and of course, Saraya, a.k.a. Paige, was in the way of that opportunity for Jade to take that title. However, I don't like. I know some people kind of felt away for Nia Rose to win that belt, but let's be clear, she is transgender. So obviously, her winning, it wasn't really for the women. It was really for the LGBT community. So she is the first LGBT member for winning that. Winning the AEW Women's title. So I could give her that. That is nice for the community to have a member winning something out of the company, just to give them a little extra points, just to, give them, encouragement and give them hope, that they can get in the business one day to win a title that they were, set to go after. You know what I mean? And there are some transgenders in the wrestling promotions, in the wrestling business somewhere. It's just not many. I'll say about like one or two. But it just depends, who's running the company, because some companies, don't condone that. But hey, don't get me involved in politics, all right? I don't want no smoke. But however, this is what the man has say. Okay, if the man say you're welcome over here, but you're not welcome over there, you got to respect that. Okay, it's his company. You don't need to throw rocks and stones at it. You just got to understand the business. It's not discrimination. It's just, public reputation, I guess they don't want to risk, especially when you're in business with people that don't condone, men turning into women and women turning into men, it's just one of those things, but at least Nia Rose can say, I'm the first transgender that won an AEW title and in a wrestling promotion like AEW. And that's something she can carry, even though a lot of people did not like it, the straight people, the what's that? What do you call them? White rings? Or is it right or left? I think, okay, I'll just say red. I'll just say Team Red. You know what I'm saying? The Bloods, the Bloods of the Republicans, like they're the ones that didn't condone it, because it's like, you a man and you just beat a woman. That's not right. But then you also got to look at, okay, well, we do see men wrestle women, and trust me, I don't condone it. But if you can't, put that to the side, then a transgender wrestling a woman shouldn't even hold no weight. Like if you go and have a regular male put their hands on a woman while wrestling in the indies, or any wrestling promotion, I know not WWE, but if you're going to allow that, then like I said, a transgender wrestling shouldn't hold no weight, because it's the same thing, So I'll give you that. But I will tell you this though. I am happy. I'm happy for Nia Rose to win win the world title. However, I just wish that was Jade Cargill and Athena and Nightingale. And I think they'll get their turn, but it's going to take time. So first we have to figure out who's going to dethrone Chris Stanlander. And we also got to figure out, is Thekla going to get the belt or not, along with Megan Bain, along with Mina Shafir. I don't think Mina's going to get it. I don't think Marina's going to get it. That's her name. Sorry. I don't think Marina Shafir is going to get it. But, however, I think Will and Nightingale's going to get it. I think Athena's going to get it. And I think Mercedes is going to get it. So the two black women that are stuck in mid-card division, those women are going to get that title. And when they get it, it will be historical. It will be sensational. And even if those comment down below and say, no, it won't. And I'll be like, okay, well, guess what? I believe Will and Nightingale's going to get it. I believe Athena's going to get it. I believe Mercedes is going to get it. And when they do get it, it'll be time. Now, the question is, when is Red Velvet going to get it? I think Red Velvet should come to the main roster. I call it the main roster. I think she should come to Collision. She came to Collision before, but I want her to come to Dynamite, and I want her to go after the TBS title. I do. I think she. I think it's time. I think it's long overdue. I think she should come to Dynamite and face whoever that's the TBS champion. I think she should take it. I think she should. Yeah, because she done her part in Ring of Honor, so I think she needs to come to Dynamite and face the TBS champion. Not right now, but months later, before the year is over. So hopefully that will be the case. But I also, and one thing she never mentioned is Queen Emanata. I think Queen Emanata should get an opportunity for the TBS title. So here's what I would like. This is my fantasy booking. We have Will Nightingale drop the title to either Megan Bang or Thekla. And then we have, Sky Blue dethrone, Thekla for the belt. And then we have, think. And then we have Queen Emanata beat Sky Blue because Queen Emanata and Sky Blue are cool in real life. Just know that, okay? We have Queen Emanata take the belt. And then what we do, we set up Queen Emanata versus Red Velvet, and then Red Velvet take the belt. There you go. I think if they set that up, we'll be good to go. Red Velvet don't have to go to Ring of Honor. She could stay where she at, defend the belt to whoever, and now we got ourselves a champ. So, and then hopefully in 2027, Red Velvet will get an opportunity for the world title. It's a win-win to me. So that's what I'm thinking. But let's continue with the video.
At the top of the card, they said the first black woman to hold the AEW title is Nyla Rose. Now, I'm not being funny. I got to put an asterisk there. I'm going to put an asterisk there because Nyla Rose is also a transgender woman. So, there's that.
Yeah. Let me just say this right now. Unfortunately, Wrestling in Color podcast received backlash for speaking about that comment about Nia Rose. I don't see what she said wrong. It is true. Nia Rose is transgender, so I can understand why she said that. Because she's not a. Hold on, don't come at me. Hold on, I'm not disrespecting nobody from the LGBT community. I listen. Listen. Let's just go. Let's not do that. All right. Don't come at me. Please don't come at me. If you're part of the LGBT community and you're watching this, I show no disrespect to the community. Okay. Love who you want to love. Be who you want to be. It's not a big. Listen. Do whatever you do with your life, do what you do. But don't come at me, all right? I'm just listen just for a second. Just listen. No, actually, listen just for a minute. I don't know Nia Rose's life. I don't know her life, okay? I don't know her past. I don't know what her birth certificates say. I don't know. However, based off research, she is transgender, which means she went from man to woman. That is a fact. If you look at this screenshot, you will see that this is a fact. All right? This is not an opinion. This is a fact. A fact is she is transgender. And the fact that she won a woman's title, and by birth, she's a male, and gone from that to a woman, obviously it's going to cause some type of controversy because of her birth certificate and how she was born. All right? So don't come at me. Look at the screenshot before y'all comment. Look at the screenshot. If you're part of the LGBT community, don't come at me, all right? This is what they said, sir. This is what they said, ma'am. So I'm only going by research, okay? They put this on Google. Okay? Resources, all of them. They all said that she is transgender. That means she was born as a male, but she transitioned as a woman. So if you want to call her a woman, I'm being respectful by saying she, I'm using her pronouns, right? I'm using pronouns. I said she, I said her, so I'm being respectful, okay? But by research, she is a transgender woman, right? Trans woman. So that means that she was born as a male and she went from that to woman. So before y'all comment anything saying, oh, you hurt my feelings. Oh, why would you say that? Oh, that's wrong. Oh, I used to be a fan of your channel. Now I gotta walk away because you're being disrespectful. No, I am not. I'm only going by what they said, sir. I'm only going by what they said, ma'am. Look at the screenshot before you comment. Also, I said the pronouns. I said she. I said her. You did not hear me say him. You did not hear me say he. Go back and hear what did I say. Go back and hear the pronouns. What did I say that was disrespectful? If you're a part of the LGBT community, go back and tell me what I said that was disrespectful. I said she and I said her. I said that. Can't say I didn't disrespect her. You can't say that. I said her just now. So I'm being respectful, but I'm also being flexible. 50-50. So 50%, I am showing respect, but 50%, I have to speak facts. And the fact of the matter is, Nia Rose was born as a male. That's a fact. Okay? It's a fact. But she is a woman now, so we got to be respectful. Okay? So for anybody that's giving Wrestling in Color podcast any type of backlash, understand she didn't say anything disrespectful, okay? She's telling the truth. The truth is Nia Rose is transgender. So her winning the belt did cause some type of controversy because people did not like the fact she won. Because based off birth, you are a man. So you are a male. So you winning that belt is going to cause controversy because you are not born as a woman. So that's why people did not like the fact she won the belt, because you were born as a male. You're a woman now, but back then you wasn't. So that's why people did not like the fact she won the belt, because it was, because you was born what you was born as, and that's a male. So you winning that belt is the reason why you lost it, and it's, rightfully so. I don't know who she lost the belt to, but I mean, whoever she lost the belt to, hey, you can't stop the rain. Can't stop the rain. Can't stop the rain. But hopefully Nia Rose is doing okay. Hopefully she's doing indie work. Hopefully she's doing something besides just doing nothing. So I know she's still part of the roster, but I hope that Nia Rose is I'm hoping that she's doing indies. I'm hoping she's doing something in her life besides. I haven't been following her. I haven't been keeping up with her. But if you guys been following Nia Rose, please comment down below. Let me know how she's doing. Let me know what she's been doing lately. Comment down below and tell me, is she okay? Is she doing other things besides just doing OnlyFans? Because I know she got that. So comment down below. Let me know. Out of that, we wish her nothing but the best. And anybody that's part of the LGBT community, if you want to give me an update on her, what she's doing, and because we haven't seen her in months and years, so let us know in the comment box. But yeah, those are your champions, and we're gonna leave it right there. But let's continue.
So if we go ahead and kind of, take that, if we go ahead and take that out the way, there are no black women champions at the top of the card. There are no black women champions at the top of the card.
Someone commented, top of the card is Mercedes Moné. What do you mean? I think she means like besides Nia Rose, the transgender, not everybody has gotten the opportunity to win the women's world title. I mean, like I said, I think the three women that's going to be the contestants for that belt will be Mercedes Moné, Athena, and Willow Nightingale. But in the next clip, she says that Mercedes Moné is the only one that's top of the card. But I do think Athena and Will Nightingale will be on their way. And when they do, the next step will be Queen Emanata, Red Velvet, and that's that. So I think they will get an opportunity for that belt. And hopefully we get to see more black women getting the opportunity for the mid card to where they work their way up to get the AEW Women's title. So it's gonna happen, guys. You just gotta be patient. But I do believe that Will Nightingale and Athena are up next. So just stay tuned. Stay tuned. But let's continue.
If you want to say who's a top woman in AEW that's black right now, it would be Mercedes Moné. That's it.
Right now, yeah.
So how is that elevating and giving more people opportunities?
Well, like I said, Mercedes is going to win the belt, and Athena and Will Nightingale will be up next to be on top of that card. And then I don't know if Willow is going to win it first. I don't know if Athena is going to win it first, but I know those are the two contestants to be up there. As for Queen Emanata, Red Velvet, they will be up next for the mid card division, where they will be winning mid card titles, whether it's the TBS championship. We still have to wait on another championship. Like, I don't know what title they will name for the United States Women's Championship. They could name it national again, but I don't know. But I do believe that Queen Emanata will get an opportunity for the TBS title. And then after her, we'll bring Red Velvet to the brand, and then she'll get it. So both of them are up next. But as for Maya World, my bad. It's going to take step by step in order for Maya World to get to that level. I think she needs to win the Ring of Honor title in order for her to get, because she is known for her indie work, and her indie work is the reason why she's probably going to get to that level. But she got to win. Like, I'll say she got to work on her promos. She hasn't cut a promo yet. And she needs to go to Ring of Honor with some gold over there in order for her to get over. And hopefully, I know Hyan's not black, but I'm hoping she'll get some gold as well. And, also, I don't know why they didn't put her on the list, but, Lacey Lane, a.k.a. Kaden Carter, she's in Ring of Honor. Hopefully she'll come up, and then she'll win she'll be in the same bracket with Maya World, where they win gold in Ring of Honor, come up to the mid-card division, and win that. Like I said, you saw Lacey Lane face Mercedes Moné for the TBS title. That's one step. Now, if we can get Maya May to step up and whoever's the TBS champion, that's another step. You know what I mean? So those two got a while to get up there, even though Kaden Carter she shouldn't be in Ring of Honor at all. But, again, we have to, like I said, we got to wait on that. So, but other than that, Maya World has an opportunity, but I'll say Queen Emanata and Red Velvet are up next for the mid card division, and Athena and Will Nightingale will be up next for the top division. So once Mercedes win, that's when the next contestants will be Athena and Will Nightingale. So there you go. So we got three women on deck. So, and the other two need a minute, but they're up next too. And then, of course, Maya World and who else? Kaden Carter, a.k.a. Lacey Lane, will be up next as well. Well, they got to build up, but they'll get there. And then, of course, what's her name? Lena Gray. Well, right now she's injured, so we have to wait on her as well. I don't really look at her as champion. But if she can win something from Ring of Honor, maybe I'll investigate. But however, I don't know what she will win, honestly. But she did get an opportunity to face Mercedes Moné for the TBS championship. That's a good step. However, I need her to win something in Ring of Honor in order for me to see the potential where she can get up. So I say give her a minute as well. But so I'll say three. I'll say three is in process. Two is up next, and the other is already there. So give it a minute. Let patience do its thing, and I'm pretty sure we'll get to the levels that we need. We just got to go step by step. So yeah. Like I said, Will and Nightingale, Athena, they're gonna get there. We just gotta wait for Mercedes to open the door, and then once she opened that door, then they'll be on top, and then that's when Will and Nightingale will probably be Grand Slam champion, and then Athena, well, she won't be Grand Slam, but it depends if she wins the mid-card title and then get to the AEW title. But it all depends on the booking on that one. But I do think if Will Nightingale win the AEW Women's World title, oh my goodness, she will become the Grand Slam champion. That's a fact. She will become Grand Slam champion, and you gotta give her flowers. You got to give her flowers, bro. Will Nightingale's definitely going to be Grand Slam champion. I can see it I can see it now. Think about it, right? She won the TBS title twice. She won the tag team titles. Imagine if she wins the AEW Women's Championship. Boom. Grand Slam. Yep. So once that happens, Will and Nightingale will forever, ever be one of the greatest women's champions of all time, because not only she have won 3 belts, but she won is it 3? Yeah. Well, no. Let me start over. Not only she won 2 belts, but she won 3. So that's the step I could see for Will and Nightingale, and it's coming. It's coming, guys. It's coming. Will and Nightingale will be Grand Slam champion, and when she becomes Grand Slam champion, it's over. It's over. And then Athena, well, we have to be patient on that too. But I think she's gonna get the AEW title. But I do like to see her win the mid-card title, like the TBS title, because I feel like that's gonna make her Grand Slam as well. But she hasn't won the tag team titles yet, so it's gonna be a minute for her. But at least Will and Nightingale will be one of the will be in the Hall of Fame for her accomplishments, while everybody else has to, just have to be patient. But I do think Will and Nightingale and Athena are next. So it's coming, guys. It's coming. So just be patient. But let's continue.
Athena right now is in Ring of Honor. Athena held that title going on 3 years. She has been the Women's Ring of Honor champion for 3 fucking long years. Why is Athena not taken from Ring of Honor and put in the AEW title picture?
I mean, she does got a point. She definitely need to lose that belt. That's why I said Harley Cameron should take her belt, since Nightingale took Mercedes' belt. So, you might as well have Harley take it, even though she lost last time. But still, take the belt off her. You know what I mean? Send her to the mid-card division. Or, matter of fact, no, fuck that. Send her to the top division. Because remember, she faced Tony Storm by winning it All In to win that contract. You feel me? So, I'm waiting, but we haven't found anybody to dethrone her yet. I told you who should do it. It should be Harley Cameron. Because I said Harley Cameron should dethrone Mercedes for losing at her home country, but Hey, why not set up Holly Cameron versus Athena at Grand Slam Australia, and then once she loses the belt, bring her up to the top division so that way we can get Athena to face Chris Stanlander, or like we might as well, right? So yeah, so I agree with her. We definitely need her up. We definitely need her in Dynamite, and we definitely need her to lose the belt so we can see her in the top division. It's gonna happen eventually. We just gotta figure out who's gonna take the belt from her. And I told you who. Get Harley. Get my baby mama. Come on now. Get my baby mama to take the damn belt off of her. Come on. Like, imagine Babes of Wrath as double champions. Come on, man. Let's get that shit set up. Let's get that running, man. Let's do it. Come on. Set it up. Stop playing. But Tony, I trust Tony, so I believe Tony will find the right opponent for Athena to take the Ring of Honor title off of her. But I would prefer my baby mama, Tony. I prefer my baby mama. I prefer her. Okay? Harley Cameron should take the belt. All right? Let my baby mama take the belt. Come on now. Do it at Grand Slam. Let's get it on. Let's do it.
Why when Jade Cargill was AEW champion, was she not mixing it up with them hoes at the top of the card at the time? You had that roster back then. You had Britt Baker. You had all them chicks up there doing it. They never put Jade up there with them chicks. She just stayed in the mid card, eating everybody up. Who could be next in line for Swerve Strickland at the top of the card? Who? You tell me. You tell me, AEW cousins. Why is it just Swerve Strickland? So we're going to go back and we're going to see why people say the black folks need to go to AEW. Okay, they said breaking barriers. Yes, Swerve Strickland became the first black American champion at AEW, and there has not been one since. Okay?
But that don't mean it won't happen. That doesn't mean it will never happen. But this video's getting too long, man. Let's just see what research she has, and then we're gonna cut it short because this video's like an hour long, and we need to cut back. So I pretty much answered all her questions, so I don't know what more she need to ask. But let's just hear a little bit, and then after that we're gonna cut it short. So let's continue.
Okay. He had a big feud with two-time champ. He had a big feud with two-time champ Adam Page. Sure did. And now them two are hooked up to beat and fight MJF. Yeah.
And the ops. Don't forget the ops.
We already did that. They said there's more opportunities for black and other minorities to get significant airtime and main event pushes. I've been watching AEW, and I'm not really sure I'm seeing anything too different than what I see. I do see the women's tag team division elevated. MJF's at the top of the card. Say TNT for the men's. I forgot Mercedes Moné held the women's TBS championship too. So it's been 3 black women. Okay, cool. Got it. For the men's, the TNT title. Who held that? I know Scorpio Sky won that. Who else won the men's TNT title? Okay, Powerhouse Hobbs held it, so that's 2. Let me think. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and Scorpio Sky held it multiple times. So that's 2. So you got 2 black people who held the TNT title. So I'm not really sure where like the opportunity is there to showcase, some mixing it up at the top of the card. I'm just saying. Diverse storylines. AEW, they said they've been praised for moving away from harmful stereotypes and allowing wrestlers to develop unique characters as the Hurt Business and Mercedes Moné. That's the only 2 people they could reference. Can we reference something else? Yes, the Hurt Business looked great. They looked great when they was over on WWE.
I mean, she's right. But however, they had Cedric Entertainer with them, and he still haven't came to AEW. But they say it's basically because his wife, has beef with AEW. So that's probably one of the reasons why we're not going to see him, even though we should. But because can you imagine? No, can you imagine Bobby Lashley as TNT champion, Cedric Entertainer as national champion, and Shelton Benjamin as Continental champion? That would be dope. They will run the mid-card division. But then again, we want Bobby to be world champion. So what if Bobby becomes world champion and then the other two win the mid-card titles? I think that would be good. But unfortunately, we're never going to get that. But that don't mean that Bobby and Shelton are not going to get any titles. No, they will. You're just going to be a minute because Bobby's hurt. But that don't mean Shelton can't get nothing. We just got to wait a minute. But let's continue.
But they're not elevated. I'm just going to be honest with you. Mercedes Moné, her presentation actually went down into the toilet. But she's been doing her own thug thizzle, and I'm not mad at it. Who else has been elevated behind them? Who else? Y'all get in the comments and let me know. Talent attraction. AEW has become a destination for black talent, with Tony Khan noting that many of the world's best are now under contract, mostly in Ring of Honor. I think that's where people are getting this whole, there's a lot of opportunity. When you go to the Ring of Honor website, oh baby, it is the cookout, okay? Right now, you got your Women's World Champion is Athena. The Ring of Honor Pure Champion is Lee Moriarty. I haven't seen him on AEW TV in years. The 6-man tag team champion is Shane Taylor Promotions. The TV World Champion is Red Velvet. You got oh look, Dina Purrazzo's holding in a champion. What the hell happened?
All right,
to
done.
her?
We're done here. All right. Sorry, little mama, but we got to keep it pushing. Big mama, sorry. Big mama. But nah, man, everybody that you see on this screen for black talent, they're going to get their opportunities. And those that have gotten it, we appreciate Tony Khan for blessing them with them. You know what I mean? Shout out to Tony Khan for booking black talent. And, for those that haven't won gold, they're going to get their turn, okay? They're going to get their turn, and when they do get their turn, we're going to celebrate, and we might eat some, no. We might have a cookout ourselves. Not in Ring of Honor, though. But, like I said, I'm rooting for Kaden Carter to come up. I'm rooting for Red Velvet to come out, along with Athena and, what's her name? Lisa Gray. I think I said her name right. I hope I did. And also Maya World. Right now she's teaming up with Hyan. So I don't know if she's going to win any tag team gold. I think she might down the road. But once she does, there's a possibility that they will be cutting promos and they will be defending the belts. Now, I don't know if they're going to defend it as baby faces. But right now, they're kind of like baby faces right now. Well, they're tweeners because they're in a heel position, but they're not considered heels. They're more like baby faces that are just on their way up. You feel me? So it's going to be a minute, but they're up next. You know what I'm saying? Not right away, but they're in the process. I'll say it like that. They're in the process. All right? They're in the process. Versus with Queen Emanata and Red Velvet, they're up next. Okay, they're up next. But with the mid-card division, and Athena and Willow Nightingale will be up there. And as for Nia Rose, I think they should let her go and let her do the indies. It might just, to me, because they haven't used her in months and years. So I think that they let her go and just let her do her own thing. You know what I'm saying? I know she ain't going to WWE, but the least she could do is just go across the world and support the, her community by bringing her LGBT fans and, to wherever she goes. And I'm pretty sure they'll follow, So that's how I feel. I'm not saying she should be released because she's trans. I'm saying she should be released so she can, go across the globe and continue to represent the brand. You feel me? So do other things outside of AEW. That's all I'm saying. So hope she does that. But if you're part of the LGBT community, comment down below and let me know how she doing. Let me know what's the update on her, what's the word on the floor, if metaphorically speaking, and yeah, I'll be happy to comment. So that's for all my LGBT members that follow Nia Gray, whether it's Instagram or Twitter or whatever. So yeah, but other than that, as for the men, I have high hopes for Shelton Benjamin, Bobby Lashley, Kevin Knight. As for everybody else in Ring of Honor, we'll see you when we see you. So I don't know about Scorpio Sky. We did see him at Collision, and I have a reaction video I gotta put out. So I'm gonna try to work on that. So once we get to that, we'll be good to go. So yeah, so get in the comment box and let me know what y'all think, man. I know Shawty was kind of saying some things that kind of rub y'all the wrong way, but however, I think the black talent is doing A-okay, and I do think they will get their turn. I know it for sure. They'll get their turn. Just right now, because some are injured and some on the sideline, it might not be the best time to put the rocket on them at the moment. But that don't mean people like Ricochet and people like Swerve Strickland and Shelton Benjamin are not on their way up. I mean, they've been their way up. You know what I'm saying? So I do think that Shelton will get another title shot for a mid-card title. I do think Swerve Strickland will take the AEW title one more time. And as for Bobby Lashley, when he comes back, he'll get an opportunity for the AEW men's title as well. That's the world title. So, and as for Kevin Knight, I have a funny feeling that he will, get a mid-card title as well. Maybe he might beat Ricochet for the belt, for the national title. You never know. But I have high hopes for him, too. I do think that 2027 will be his year. But I also believe that he might get a big push this year. So, just like Kyle Fletcher. So he'll get it. Trust me, he'll get it. So, everybody you see in front of the screen. Oh, and what's their name? GOA. That's the man. They're gonna get the tag team titles. They're gonna get it. But first they gotta go through Edge and Christian, because those are the ones that's gonna dethrone FTR. And yeah, they might be the ones to take the belts. But if it ends up being somebody else, who knows? But I do believe they will get their opportunities. Also, Powerhouse Hobbs, bruh. Did y'all know WWE is interested in him when his contract expires? They want to hire him. I'm like, don't do that. Yo, Hobbs, you'll get your opportunity, my brother. You was a TNT champion, so that don't mean you can't get an opportunity for the belt. Well, can you imagine Bobby Lashley as world champion facing Powerhouse Hobbs? Oh my goodness. Yo, no. Hobbs, you can't leave, bro. We need you, bro. We need you. I ain't gonna lie. We need you, bro. We need you, bro. I need to see you against Bobby Lashley, bro. Don't leave. I need you to face Bobby Lashley, bro. No cap. I need you to face him, Shelton Benjamin, and Swerve Strickland one-on-one, okay? We need you, bro. Don't leave, bro. I mean, I know you're part of the ops, but you're gonna leave eventually. You can't stay forever. I mean, you're gonna have to leave and say, you know what? I'm good. Now, imagine Powerhouse Hobbs against Samoa Joe. Ooh, god damn. Now we're talking. Strength versus strength. Let's get it. But, yeah, no, Hobbs, you got to stay, bro. You got to stay. Bro, stay and go after, and trust me, I think next year you might get it, but we got to find out when your contract expires. But hopefully you'll be patient and you'll get it next year. So hopefully, because you can't go to WWE, bro. They're going to do you dirty. Trust me. They will do your ass dirty. Don't go, okay? Do not go, all right? Re-sign that contract, and I promise you will get a world title shot. And hopefully it's against Bobby Lashley, hopefully. Or against Swerve. Now, if you face Swerve, you ain't going to win. But if you face Bobby Lashley, you might win. You never know. But I never know till you know. But y'all get in the comment box. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, share if you're new. What do you guys think, man? What do you guys think? Do you think that Tony Khan is doing right by black talent? Or do you think that it's no different than WWE? I think it's very different. But y'all get in the comment box and share your thoughts, and we'll go from there. All right, get in the comment box. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, share if you're new, and I'll catch y'all in the next video. All right, I'm out.